Hello and welcome back to my channel. So let us look at this video of Fikile Mbalula responding to the Durban High Court about the Umkhonto Wesizwe trademark and the founder of the MK party, Master Jabulani Khumalo. And we'll come back with our commentary. Let's watch.
Matters of trademarks are dealt with in the High Court. We went to the Electoral Court and challenged the deregistration of Umkhonto Wesizwe, and it was dismissed on the basis that, on technicality, that we did not oppose the matter at the inception of the registration of the party, a matter we intend to contest, but we chose not to. We could have appealed that decision, which in itself is appealable, but we chose not to for political reasons. That one, it was going to say that we play into the gallery and we delay the processes and all of that. In the best interest of democracy and all of that, we allowed that to pass. Trademark is a different case altogether. It's about legacy, which we will challenge to the highest court of the land. And there will be no retreat on that. I did explain to you when we were in Durban, when I had the line of questioning of the judge, which I think the judge have chosen an easy way out and not address the matter at point that they were actually dealing with in terms of that particular court. He simply said that this matter does not belong here, it belongs to the Electoral Court, which was supposed to be there. That is something that is not a fact. It is a matter that we will challenge in terms of the appeal, and we don't intend to argue with the judge otherwise, but to take the matter further in terms of the trademark issue that we're talking about. Because the judge was asking a question to our people to say that, to our legal team, to say that what's going to happen to the paraphernalia that is already there. If you fake Coca-Cola and then you are not the registered trademark and you go and produce a lot of Coca-Cola and you call it Cola Coke, like the Pakistanis will do here, and then who's the blame to be on in terms of the trademark issue? It is not on Coca-Cola. You've got to take the blame because you produced mass knowing very well that that product does not belong to you. Two, we are not comparing two logos, the ANC flag and MK. We are challenging the trademark that has been ceded to the ANC. It's ours. The judge does not compare the logos, does not address that issue. He addresses issues that were not ventilated in court. That's what he has done in terms of the judgment that he has given to you. Go and check. And those who are in court as well, go and check that. Instead, he agrees with our opponents that they made a cogent case about the fact that we wasted the time of court and the matter does not actually belong there. On the basis of that, punitive measures are actually granted to us. We will appeal all of those in terms of the court above, and we appreciate the fact that in the judgment, the issue that you are addressing, he has granted us the right to appeal. That's what he has done. So if you read the judgment and you understand, you say, are we going to appeal to the same court? We will decide, but he has granted us the right to appeal already. Meaning, I no longer want to deal with this matter, go and see for yourself somewhere else. You know, I'm out of this, and so on. So the issue of the trademark and Umkhonto Wesizwe goes beyond an election to us. The issue of the election and Umkhonto party of Jacob Zuma contesting, we left that issue in Mangaung. Even though we believed that we still had a strong case, we left it there. So again, as the ANC, we have to deal with the question of a person who says, I'm a member of the ANC and at the same time I'm pursuing this. Those issues are before us. The ANC has not called a special meeting of the NEC to reconsider its own decision because Zuma now has registered the party. He has moved many steps since the time we suspended him. As an organization, he has moved many steps. He has formed a party.
when the General Secretary, Fikile Mbalula, is speaking, he will amaze you. He makes sure that he calls your attention so that you can listen to him. I'm just that I can't contain what I'm hearing. It's a lot. These men speak a lot of things. A lot of things they are coming out from this guy. So thank you, Master Fikile Mbalula.
He's now a leader. When we suspended him, he was just a supporter, not even a leader. The leader was Kumalo. Now he's a leader. And he has stood and is in the ballot against the ANC. And he campaigns, not decampaign, he campaigned effectively against the ANC. So the ANC, when it convenes an urgent meeting and decide to expel Zuma, you are going to say we are promoting him. How do you promote something that lives out there and at the same time has made up its mind about why it exists? It exists on distortions. To an extent that those distortions become a fact and are celebrated by the people, you've got to correct them. And there are many of such. It's not a campaigning issue. It's an issue that you've got to, of course, tactically, on the ground, you've got a choice to entertain those or not to entertain that. And whether or not that makes an impact, it will be seen on the day of the outcome of the election. But the ANC machinery has not been swayed. And I see you talk about a tsunami, I don't know where. Not you, but some other people, but I know what is a tsunami. COPE was big. UDM, when it started, it was big. You know, I'm talking about people who were expelled from the ANC and others who went to work. I've not seen MK where it then becomes a tsunami and all of that. There are many activities that were supposed to take place outside KwaZulu-Natal that have failed of this party, but you continue to characterize it as if it's a threat to the ANC.
Master Fikile Mbalula. Master Fikile Mbalula. Leaders, they are different. Leaders, they are born. Even though leaders are coming in many different ways, there are leaders that are having that pull, magnitude of people that are going on their side. So let us not forget the fact that this man that we are talking about, he brought all this chaos just because he announced that he is going to support the MK. That's why we are in this situation. Because if he did not announce up to this time, ANC or South Africa could not be in this situation where now and then is Zuma, MK, Logos. This party has been formed 7 months ago, or 8 months ago, or 9 months ago. But just because of Zuma came out to announce that he's supporting this, now we find ourselves in this situation. Leaders are born. You don't need to be educated to be a leader, but it's the charisma that you have that will pull people over you, not the qualifications. So let us continue watching our video and we'll come back again with our comments. So sometimes we cannot leave this important issue not to be addressed because we might left them at the end of the video. So let us continue watching.
Indeed, we can confirm that Umkhonto weSizwe has been registered as a political party. There's a number of requirements that an aspirant party must meet before it is registered. The first of which is that it must publish its identifiers in the Government Gazette if it intends to register nationally. By identifiers, we mean the name of the party, the logo of the party, and the abbreviated name of the party. The second ground is that in terms of the deed of foundation or constitution of that party, it propagates for violence or it indicates that it will not admit people on the grounds of unfair discrimination. Having met the requirements the party was registered on the 7th of September by the Chief Electoral Officer. There was no objections to the registration of that party. However, as a registrar of parties, the Commission also looks to satisfy itself that the identifiers to be registered do not offend those of an already registered political party. Because one of the benefits of registering a party is that your identifiers are entitled protection by the purpose of publication is to enable those who may have an interest to object to the registration of that party. And the grounds of objection may be that the identifiers of the party, i.e. the logo, abbreviated name and name, is so similar to the name of an already existing party.
So as I have indicated earlier that the MK party was not formed by the former president Jacob Zuma. The founder is there, Master Jabulani Khumalo, and he was called even the president. It's only that they did not launch their campaign officially, but he was the leader then, and he is the founder of MK party. So President Jacob Zuma, he only came out on the launch day to say he is going to support the MK party. So he's going to remain the member of ANC, but he is going to campaign for MK party. He's not the first one to come out and pronounce otherwise when it's come to ANC. So there is a phrase that people are talking about, how Nelson Mandela also came out one point and said, so if the ANC, they started to mistreating you the same way like the apartheid regime were treating you, you have the right to vote them out and put a government that you think is going to work for you. So that was Nelson Mandela. Another one came out last year telling us that he need to be convinced otherwise, because the ANC is led by criminal and thugs. And for Jacob Zuma, I think, or I believe that he found a home in MK. He also came out and said, I'm going to support and campaign for MK party. Jacob Zuma is a big thing because the situation that the ANC and the countries and the whole world, they are talking of Jacob Zuma campaigning and even becoming a leader of the newly party MK. So Jacob Zuma is a big thing. We should not take these things as a little thing or a drop in the ocean to say Jacob Zuma does not have support. Yeah, we know the followers and the magnitude of followers that they are relying behind this man. So let us look at the history of Umkhonto Wesizwe, how the ANC, they have been disbanded this party so that they can ground it to zero without knowing that the spirit and the force that is behind these people is unstoppable. You cannot stop it. And what they did now, when the ANC finally succeeded to stop the movement, these people, they pick up themselves and they form up a party. So they did not just sit down and feel pity about themselves, but they make use of that negativity that they were thrown toward them. That's why they form up their own party, the MK party, that everyone is talking about now. When they came out and said, you guys, you are no more longer needed, your service, they are no more longer needed. So the war has ended, the struggle has ended. You just integrate yourself into the communities and so that you can see what you are going to pick up. So there will be no more MK. Basically, this is how they told this guy. And they pick up themselves. Okay, we understand that in 1991, when when Chris Hani was elected as a General Secretary of SACP. So he was a chief staff of Umkhonto Wesizwe after he succeeded John Slovo, and they put the movement on hold. But come 1994, they came to disband the party, and in 1996 or in 1997, they came up with the Veteran Association so that all the soldiers or people who were participated in the liberation struggle, they could be recognized. So this is what it meant. After the year goes by, the Veteran Association was established. These people, they were supposed to be given their benefit that they were entitled according to the United Nations. But if you can see the agitations of these people, you could see that these people, they were not well taken care of. That's why they have refused to put down, they refused to accept whatever ANC trying to maneuver this movement, because they have refused. After the association, they come out again to form up a national council, the MK National Council. And now this association, they are growing apart, because now we have the MKMVA and we have the MK National Council. So they started to grow apart. Reason could be that these people, they are not agreeing on one thing or one decision or one policy, but they continue to divide themselves further and further and further. And now when it's come to Jacob Zuma, these people, they have called a joint conference where they have called now, they involve the military personnel, the MK National Council, and the MKMVA, and inform them that from now on, there will be no MK. There will be no MK. So you guys, you are on your own, and thank you very much. So, and these things now did not sit well with the members. Did not sit well with members, because for a long time, a lot of people, they were not satisfied on how the ANC were ruling the countries. So many things started to go down. Food became expensive. People, they don't have houses. Things, they were moving, but basically, if you could look at the higher unemployment rate in the country, so that is the indication that it will tell you that the country is not moving because they are unable to create jobs. There is no a vision and agenda and a motive for ANC to create job. So that's why now within also the Veteran Association, the member also, they were not satisfied on how the ANC were handling themselves. When you disbanded the association, so whenever there's a national gathering, normally the veterans, this veteran, there's Umkhonto Wesizwe, they normally been called to be paraded so that the future generation, or the young generation will be shown that your country gained independence because of these men and women who stood up to fight the oppressors. They stood up. But now you are telling these people that their service, they are no more longer needed. So now, if you are telling these people not to be inexistent, you dissolved their association. But this is the legacy that they have. They are identified by their movement. Their moral and spirit, they were shattered. Their moral, their spirit, they were shattered, because if there will be no MK, if there will be no Umkhonto Wesizwe, so when are they going to be recognized? Because the history need to be told. And for people also to be shown, not that it's like the ANC, they are pushing people to go to the museum so that they can learn history there. But people who participated in the struggle of their country. They are still existing. But you cannot tell them that your service is no more longer needed because they started to align with a leader that was among them during the struggle. And this is the problem. People, they know themselves. The veterans, they know themselves. Maybe this person was in Botswana, was in Swaziland, or he was in Zambia. But now if you started to impose people who were not involved in the liberation struggle, you are expecting people to start resisting because there is no aligning with this person or with these people that are being imposed on others. It's very much important not to dissolve any liberation movement, even if it's not working for you at that moment. They were supposed to leave the MK, Umkhonto Wesizwe, just there. Because when these people are coming out, their family, they are also coming out, their children, they are also coming out to resist your government. The generation that you want to impress was born from these people. And their living condition is also not well taken off. So now, who are you going to tell the history? If the history need to be told from these people, their families, the generation of these people, they are the one that they need to see their parents being paraded as Umkhonto Wesizwe, as people who stood up, brave people who stood up to liberate the country. Not even 35 years, neither 40 years, to disbanded the Veteran Association. No, that was wrong. That's why now these people, they pick up themselves and say, okay, if they really, really don't want us, we are going to form our party and we are going to call it Umkhonto Wesizwe because that is what we have known for. That is what we have known for. The ANC and the government, they disowned this Veteran Association. So these people, they are just hanged in the air. They are not for ANC and they are not for government. So that's why they pick up themselves and form their party so that they can revive their spirit, their ideology that they were fighting for. Abandon the movement and the people. That's why now they are coming against you. They form up a political party and their own leader, their own president support them. If ANC could think this way, where when Jacob Zuma announced that he is going to support the MK, they could just be moved in a systematic way, not to be seems like they are alarmed or they are panic. They could just allow the guy to support and campaign. Because when he came out, he did not denounce his party. He just said, I'm going to support and campaign, but I'm going to remain the member of ANC. Maybe they were supposed to just stop there so that Jacob Zuma could not also go to such an extent to be made the presidential candidate for MK. Maybe the panic, the chaos, the disruptions, as they call it, they were not supposed to bring all these things out. But now their panic and everything, they have pushed the former president to say, I'm going to campaign and I'm ready and I'm availing myself for the MK party. If they want me to be their president, so I'm available. I'm available to be their president. So but we will see who is going to be emerged victorious on this. The ANC, they are campaigning so hard. The MK, the EFF, the DA, and everyone's they are campaigning so that they can get majority votes when it's come to this election. So this is just a brief history of how ANC have lost some member to MK party. Because now these people are coming to sympathize and support their family that they were left out when the association were disbanded. So MK was an independent movement. So the MK was an independent movement, and the trademark and the logo belonged to the movement. Thank you so much for watching. If you have watched up to this far, kindly subscribe to my channel. Turn on your notifications so that you'll be notified whenever I upload a new video. Like the video, share the video to your loved one, and leave your comment down below so that we can discuss this juicy news of MK, ANC, and let us discuss the possibility of the trading mark if the ANC, they are going to appeal, because Fikile Mbalula said they are going to continue appealing on Supreme Court